my sister Athena, and today we are going to be making our own festival hats, which is super exciting.
I'm going to Holy Ship in the Dominican Republic and and also EDC, and I was thinking along the lines of like outfits, and I needed to say their outfit, and then the hats are a big thing in the community, so I was like, maybe I should buy one, and then I realized how expensive they were, and I said, why don't we just make them? Because I don't know, there wasn't a lot of options that were below $500.
And then the hats themselves costed $20, and I'll have the link for them in the description, which you can go check out. But we are going to get started.
Hey.
What? Oh, we got sofa. Athena was able to find this super awesome, like a holographic, like snakeskin type of fabric that we're going to be using to cover a good chunk of our hats. And then, here we go. And then I'll have some more of this blue type of iridescent paper, which is super pretty, which we'll definitely be using to cover up some stuff, along with some, I don't know, like glittery foam just to reinforce the insides of our hats. And then we also decided to pick up lots of different gems. So I picked up this pack of like 3 for like $12 on Amazon, just so that we could have big bundles with, you know, technically pre-made designs. And on top of that, we have chains, we got some rope, we got this really cool like flip, like iridescent ribbon, which I am super excited to be using. We got some lights to be able to put on, and then we even have like some studs, and my sister had even picked up some little charms for herself, especially since hers is Holy Ship themed, so it should turn out really cool.
One of the things I looked up, I had to look up a DIY video because, and I got lots of good, I got the link for this, and it started getting me thinking, like, here and I can't really go to just a craft store. We don't have a car, so.
We do not have a car.
Anything we could find on, most of the stuff is from Amazon, and then I was able to go to Michael's at some point from a friend, so that was nice. And I was really surprised how nice quality the snakeskin especially is.
Oh, it was
I'm
like
scared I'm going to use too much of it.
It was great. Here's my hat plan. I'm going to be using this flip sequin ribbon, and I'm going to be putting it all across the front part here, as well as this bottom part here, and then I was going to be putting the snakeskin on top as well as on my bill. I don't know if I'm going to be using this iridescent blue quite yet. I kind of want to just have it as the flip sequin and then have gems and whatnot on top, or I might even put the iridescent blue like right on this band here. That might actually give it some more room for stuff.
Is this how you would do it? I don't know.
That's how I would do it.
I'm not making a perfect circle, but like, you need it to fold over a little bit, and then you can cover up all the seams with like.
I wouldn't even like worry about folding it over a little bit. I would just stick her on. Okay, let's see if this piece of foam works.
Because I'm drawing 2 lines because I don't know how much material I'm gonna need. And now I have a good trace of what covers the top versus like maybe extra material I can use to fold over the top.
I think I'm going to start by sticking a piece of foam right in this back area just so it stands up a little bit. It looks a little bit funky, but I think it'll just make it easier to glue things on in the end.
Like that?
Yeah.
I'm obsessed with the snakeskin, and I'm scared I'm gonna overdo it.
I'm gonna overdo it. I know that. I will try to link all of the stuff that we got down in the description as well.
You do you. I watched a DIY video, and I'm a master at it, obviously. So.
I have no clue what I'm doing. I did not watch any videos before doing this. I'm just kind of going off my gut instinct, so I'm just going to pat my thing right on the top. A little bit more. That piece of foam that I put in just really didn't do much. Done.
Mine's gonna be pretty. I thought I did some research as to like what the best fabric glue would be. So here was all like, we gotta get fabric glue.
We have to get fabric glue. It's sticking already pretty well.
You can get the hot glue gun.
Do you think hot glue gun would work better?
The other girl on my video did it.
She just used hot glue gun?
Yeah.
Okay. Hot glue gun has been plugged in. So hopefully that'll work a little bit better than this fabric glue. I did not expect it to have such a long dry time, but
Me neither.
I guess that's my fault. Oh, because see, it just peels right off.
You're the one who said get fabric glue. I got it.
Work better. So I'm gonna just glue the top of my hat on in just little portions like this with the hot glue, and just slowly work my way around the hat because I think that's gonna work the best.
What do you think?
I liked it. I think that's
It's
very
not too much.
Yeah.
That just kind of like wraps it together.
The hot glue gun method is working a lot better.
That's what I'm saying. Why'd you say we needed fabric glue?
Because I thought, if we're going to use fabric, then might as well get the glue for it.
The brim of my hat's also gonna be snake skin.
Snake skin.
Slither snake a snake.
I know the edges are super unfinished, but that's okay because they're gonna end up being covered up, and it's okay if it looks kind of a mess right now. That's totally fine with me. The next thing that I'm gonna do is probably do more snake skin, and I'm gonna go around this like black part of the hat here. I think I'm just gonna cut a long strip that's thick enough for that, and then kind of do the same method where I'm just kind of gluing it in portions. So I just cut this really huge long strip of that fabric. I didn't measure it. I just kind of hoped that this would be long enough for what I wanted to do. And I mean, it should wrap all the way around the hat. And it does! Fantastic. So, oh, my foam just fell out of my hat. That's great. I'm gonna start it right on the seam in the back here. And then I'm going to match up the best I can with this straight edge here, which is at the bottom, to this gold part of the hat. And as I'm wrapping it around the hat, the uneven edge that I cut, that's the part that I'm going to be trimming off, essentially.
Gonna do underneath the brim?
No, I'm just playing on it. Maybe that's, you know, a part where we can put like the blue iridescent though.
That's what
That
well,
actually might be a
blue
good
doesn't
idea.
go up here for me.
But like putting it right under would look super cohesive.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, here we go. More glue.
This is usually like for what you would see at Burning Man
Burning Man hats.
or Coachella.
You know what I didn't realize about Burning Man?
Probably even Tomorrowland.
Tomorrowland. Yeah. Oh, hell yeah. This is how she's coming so far. By the way, she looks amazing. I'm just gonna glue mine down right here, so I kind of trimmed it. So it's a little bit over the edge here, which is fine. And then I'm going to put some gems or something just right down here just to cover up that seam. Final piece. Get your glue on. Definitely put way too much glue. Ouch! And the brim is looking kind of good. You look, yours looks really good. This is where mine's at. We're kind of doing opposites.
Same but opposites.
Going through and trimming the bottom of mine now.
I don't know what to do next. I looked up a lot of inspiration for this stuff. I keep seeing some of these pictures and like ours is gonna be better, but they're still pretty.
Those are pretty. Those, I feel like some of the ones though are like a completely different like style of hat.
Yeah.
You know?
Can you pass me?
The blue.
Yeah.
I think I have my snake skin down. So now I'm gonna put on my iridescent ribbon, my flip sequin ribbon, which will hopefully help just cover up a lot of this stuff on here.
I'm gonna have to do like a strip there and then like, because it's not gonna bend like that.
No. Wow, there was not as much of that as I thought there was gonna be. What? This was it? This was it?
I guess so.
What the heck?
I don't know how to cover the main part of the hat, to be honest. Or how I'm going to do this.
I'm just gonna start applying glue right now. I'm gonna hope for the frickin' best. Super upset.
You're upset, bud.
Real upset here, bud.
I don't know if you can see, but it's very see-through. And the whole like blue duotone, chromatic, iridescent, whatever you want to call it, material is quite beautiful, but it's super see-through. So I've had to do several different layers because I really don't want any of the black or the star showing. So that's what the underneath of it's gonna look like for now. But I'm gonna add 2 layers on top of it, which I've scientifically measured out down to a science.
So we're back.
Hi!
We took a little bit of an intermission because we had to wait for a few more of our Amazon orders to come in, and in the meantime we decided to finish our vases off of camera. So this is how mine looks right now. I have all of my flip sequin on, which is super great, and then I also added some rope cording just around the edges to help cover everything up, and I think it looks awesome.
I did the same thing. It looked pretty rough at the beginning, but then you start using the cord and this, we got like sequin ribbon in, so just started covering up all the seams, and it makes it look from 0 to 1,000 real fast.
Real fast. I also picked up another glue gun.
Lots of glue sticks.
Lots of glue sticks.
I bought out the whole store.
Thought we had everything. We didn't have everything. I'm going to start adding my big gem right in the center of my hat and then just kind of building around that and seeing where it goes. Also, I would like to mention that I thought maybe I put stuff on my hat, Ron. It's just lopsided within itself, so it looks kind of funky.
You could
That's
hardly
okay.
tell. You could really hardly tell.
I can tell
Because you've been staring at it for hours and working on it.
yeah.
I'm going to use like these, maybe around the back where it's harder to gemify, and it'll still look really pretty. And then I have so many materials.
You have a lot of crap.
I'm really excited, but like, I don't know.
I'm going to start by putting this boob crystal onto the center of my hat, and I think I'm going to have it sit right here.
You have to explain to people why it's a boob crystal.
It's a boob crystal because technically you wear them on your boobs. They're pasties, but hot gluing them on will just keep it
We just really liked the design.
Yeah, the design looked a lot better than sitting here and creating my own for hours and hours.
You can be super bougie with these.
Very bougie.
I love it.
Wow. Okay, that actually turned out pretty centered. Yay!
Wow.
Oh.
That's so pretty.
It's like the perfect size going from this top right down to like this bottom edge. So that's great.
There's stringies everywhere.
I don't know what I'm gonna do next. I have my centerpiece on, so maybe I'll just kind of build off from there. I think the next thing I'm gonna try to work on is like covering up these sequin seams here with just more gems. More gems.
This is like the very detailed part. These hats can go from like $300 to $600 or even $1,000 real fast.
You seen them for $1,000?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Well, it's all bedazzled and like custom made, right? Like, so it could be like the diamonds are really expensive. Like they might be using like actual crystals or something.
Okay, so to kind of show you what I'm doing right now, I'm gonna kind of build like a little flower up and out on each side just to start covering up some of the seams and make it look a little bit more polished. What do you think so far? A little flower.
I like that.
It's pretty.
I was gonna do something similar.
Do it.
Yeah. I don't know if I should try to make more shapes. Or if I should just... Because, like, that's what this shape is for. It's exactly for the crystals.
So I have added my first kind of glitzed out piece now. This is how this side looks. I think it covered up all of the seams really nicely, and I think, ooh, geez, strings. I think it looks a lot better with all of that, so I'm going to do the same thing on the other side.
Okay, so I made my first mistake. I started putting I forgot I had certain materials I was using for certain things. So this whole like thing had sequins on it first, and I just ripped it off. Adding the nice ribbon I wanted instead, because otherwise I'm gonna have too many sequins. But this is one of the like glitzy sides. I wanted to put lots of crystals on it, and that's gonna happen on the other side too. Once I put this like sea of like really see-through sequins behind it to make it super glitzy.
Sheba made a
The
mistake.
second mistake has been made.
I got peel off my gems. Heck.
These loose glitter that I have, I just glue down. I just sprinkle them on top of the glue after I put some glue down, and then I push them in.
Building up my other side, and it's looking really good. I'm very happy with it.
My side pieces, and I'm really excited. Look at this. Look at this. Look. Goodbye.
It looks really good. I like the crystals. Ow, ow, ow. Wow. Beautiful. How
This looks like a crown.
It's very pretty, and I'm very happy with it. Look how glitzy it is.
It looks like a crown.
It looks like a freaking crown. I added some little funky little pieces just on the sides here, and then I've also added one on the back to kind of start to cover up this back seam. And I'm going to be working on the back side for now. I think what I'm going to try to do is come up from the center here and then have it kind of spray outwards to kind of cover up this seam in the back, and do something similar on the other side. Spray up from the back. That sounds gross.
Okay, here's my V-cap. Yeah, I feel like I'm a mermaid princess.
Your beautiful hat.
There's lots of stringies still, but it's turning out a lot better than I thought. I got the crystals all down here, the main piece. I have like some really cute, like a little charm I want to hang somewhere. I'm not sure where yet. And I got seashells and so many pretty things.
I think I might just add like sequins from this ribbon onto here to cover it up, because I don't really want to put anything on this side part really, or in the back. I'd rather just keep it nice and simple.
More simple.
I covered it. It's still, you can still kind of tell that it's there, but no one's really going to be like focusing too much on the back of my hat, so not necessarily worried about it, and I don't really want to add much else to the side there, so I was kind of thinking of using these somehow. Maybe having these like this.
I like the butterfly.
You like the butterfly better?
These lights are really weird to put on, and I don't really like how they're looking, so I'm scared I'm going to have to do probably another layer of like white sequins on top of them. But I also don't want to cover up the light, so I don't really know what I'm doing.
No, I got on my pants. Oh, ow, ow, ow. Oh my god, no.
Oh, how did that happen?
Oh, it's all over my pants. It hurts.
How did this happen? It's gonna come off your pants. Doing this.
Because I was just going to pick it up and put it on.
You should
do it the first
glue
time.
where you're gonna put it down.
No. I don't want to do a butterfly anymore. Okay, so I just finished applying lights to the top of my hat. When I went around with it, the little light part, I made sure I didn't get any hot glue on there. Turned out really good. For some reason, it's really even. And then this is Athena's, which looks incredible because she has it showing more on hers.
Time I've been like switching off, putting some lights in the front and then some lights on top, and I just kept doing that, wrapping around. But Hero did all of hers on the top first.
Yeah, because what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take these lights and put them on the underside of my cap too. You should use these, Athena, and just dot them across there. That'd be so pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just a little bit right on the bottom and on the top. Not too much, but just enough.
It's tasteful.
It's tasteful light up. And then I'm just going to tuck this battery into the back part of the cap. Boom, it lights up. And now I'm gonna work on the top. Since now I have some glue to kind of go off of, as well as the lights, I'm gonna kind of work out from those and see where that takes me. So, we've finished our hats. I'm so happy with how they have turned out. It took forever. We've made a massive mess all over the table here, which is just...
And we cleaned up halfway through when we took a break,
Yeah.
so that was...
I know that we didn't film every single little step that we did, but this was more just kind of like, we're trying this for the first time. Let's see how it turns out. And I'm really happy how it turned out, and I hope that you guys picked up some little tricks that we did with just how we were gluing things, or how we were putting our base down. Now, enough talk.
Time for the reveal.
1, 2, 3. Whee! Yay! 1, 2, 3. Ah! They light up! We made it light up! And they work! We both started with securing our bases on, which was just on the top of the hat, and then as well as like on our bills, and then on this like front portion and the band. Very pretty. And then after that, that's when we attached our string cording around our edges just to help clean up any seams. And then after that, we bedazzled the absolute crap out of it, added our lights to the top, bedazzled that, and they've turned out great. Yeah, that's it.
So,
that's how they turned out.
Oh my god, that was so cute.
I think we've sat and worked on this for roughly...
A solid 8.
No, I would say like 3 or 4 hours.
Really?
Yeah.
I felt like
No,
so much
maybe
longer.
maybe like 5 hours. These hats probably took us around 5 hours.
I would ballpark like $250 to $300 for 2 hats, which is about $150.
Really?
But yeah, just if
Somewhere
you're
around
first
that
starting
range.
off. But if you were just to like have like the glue guns and have the
Like gems
sequins
and all this
a
other
lot of
craft
some
stuff.
of yeah, like you were only picking up extra stuff. I think it could get a lot more expensive. I know some of the other hats that get more expensive have the goggles on them.
Yeah.
And a lot of the time, like, you're not making the goggles, you're just buying them. So those will cost sometimes like $80 to $120.
And then
Like,
especially if they're custom with jewels to like match your hat, they're going to be way more expensive. But
yeah.
in the end, I'm really happy with how our hats turned out. I'm super excited to be able to wear this to a festival coming up. And
I was happy to do it with my sister.
thank you guys for watching this video, for going through this ordeal with us, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you would want to see a more in-depth tutorial on how to make a captain's hat, let us know and we can definitely put together another one for you. And yeah, that's it. That's the thesis. I hope you have a great day.
Bye.